Hello, everyone. Good morning. Can everyone hear me? Awesome. Thank you for joining us here in this early session. My name is Konstantinos Vourloumis, and I'm the Senior Vice President here at CodeHub. For those of you who don't know CodeHub, we are a tech consulting company with services surrounded around people and technology. We have a software capacity of close to 300 software specialists currently spread around multiple projects in multiple industries. We have people within projects of CodeHub and for projects that we do for our clients as well. But another huge part of us is the training, upskilling, and learning and development we're doing, both for our people as well as for our partners that we work with. Why am I giving this context? Because through our engagement in various industries like financial services, insurance, iGaming and online betting, and through multiple countries here in Greece, in Portugal, Brazil, and soon Bulgaria as well, we have a lot of expertise in building teams, scaling them, and then seeing what works and what not. The idea is we decided to split the session between how to deliver at scale and how to transform at scale because we believe it's two different issues currently. The first part is built around a single sentence. Delivery outcomes don't come by accident. We believe that they come by building teams that are strong, how you manage them, how you train them, how you constantly monitor them, and how you consistently give back to them. And we believe that if you give back to people, the people will give back to the project, the deliverables, and the outcomes that you expect from them. On the other side, AI is built into all of our daily lives now, and a lot of our organizations are not actually prepared for that. And operational organization is not going to cut it no more. You need to be prepared. You need to have the right enablement for your people, the right AI literacy for your people, and you need to have a solid plan on how you're going to make AI work for you. So in the first part, we're going to discuss about teams and people and how you can actually invest in people and get the best back to your delivery. And the second part is mostly going to have to do with how you prepare for tomorrow. For this first session, I have with me the wonderful Dimitris Kaklamanis. He's a senior software engineer with us here at CodeHub. So I'm going to pass it on over to him to get started with a brief intro. So Dimitris, can you tell us a bit about you and your past here at CodeHub?
Hello, Sadine. Good morning, everyone. Nice to be here with all of you. My name is Dimitris Kaklamanis. I'm a lead software engineer, and I'm writing software around 15 years. I have worked on 3 different domains: fintech, retail, and e-commerce. I joined CodeHub around 3.5 years ago, and at this point that I choose to join CodeHub, it was because in the past years, the only onboarding that I had met, it was a Jira login, a laptop, and a good luck. And when I joined, somebody talked with me and said, here, this is how we are going to shape your future in the over next 2 years. And yes, after 3.5 years, I'm still here. So this wasn't just a pitch.
Awesome. So to get a bit of background, what are some challenges that you as a software engineer and many people from the audience as well feel that you experience currently in the industry, let's say?
Yes, there are a lot. And I think the obvious one, AI. Because Copilot, before 2 years ago, it was just an autocomplete for prompts. But for this and AI, Thomas will explain more in the second part of our presentation. So, if you are a senior engineer, I guess you will wake up in the morning with a question that pop-ups every day. Am I still relevant tomorrow or not? And this will continue to exist. But let's dive it and explain about it. The depth versus breadth trap. a senior is expected to know many things and be able to know more and more, like cloud infrastructure, like business decisions, like mentoring juniors, and a lot of things. But in way to do this, you have to sacrifice something. And what is this? The time of learning. But I think that this is something that you don't have to do it. Don't sacrifice the time that you spend of your learning curve. Also, there is something else that we need to mention here. The loneliness of leading through uncertainty. And this has to do with the team that always ask a senior person in the room if it's right decision to go with this technology, this model, this architecture, and you have to answer. But the real answer is that we don't know yet. And this is the point, I think. Because if you feel that you don't know it, then you are not the senior people in the room. And this is the obvious one. So the key in all of this part is that the senior people, the only thing that they have is Stack Overflow and their own imposter syndrome.
I get that. By the way, do you feel that the problems that you mentioned are only experienced by senior people, or are they prevalent in other seniorities or multiple stacks? Are they broader issues that there are out there that don't have to do with AI?
Yes, and this is the point, that this is not affect only senior people. It affect all the people in this industry in a team. And it's very important because the flavor changes, but with seniority. And the fear is still there. So, for junior, the question if I'm still relevant tomorrow is not right now very important, because they have to be concentrate to the point of what they have to learn first. And if we go back some years ago, if you choose to learn React or a backend, then you had the shape your future. But now, why you need to do this? If AI will build a boilerplate for you, make sense or no? Should they spend the weekends on learning how to prompt engineer or no? So these questions we will find out in the future, I guess. But that's a harder call that they have to take right now than the call that we had to take in previous year in their position. From the other side, mid-level engineers, they are enough to solve hard problems inside the team in everyday tasks, but they are not senior enough to push back when the need exists, like a overload scope. And this is very sad, because also in the mid-level engineers, you can see that the senior title, it was disappearing suddenly under their feet. And the last one, it's about project leads and engineering managers. Of course, they also have a version of this impact, of course. And this has to do with the capacity that they can manage and perform on a team, because the tools are changing very, very fast. Every quarter we have a different tool. So how it's possible to predict the capacity of the team? It could be half, or the size it could be half.
I have this debate with this project delivery lead that we have here constantly, so I understand the point. Yeah.
Yes.
A quick question. Do you think that you were able to overcome any of these challenges, and how did that come around?
Tough question. But I had to stop pretending that I could solve everything. It's not possible, and I think nobody can solve everything in this world. still.
Solve world hunger first, then AI. Yeah.
Yes, after all. So I stopped treating the learning like be something that need to do it all the time and overlap everything else. This is not proper way because things never calm down. So we have to hug it with a different way. And this way at Code Hub, it's a fight that I don't have to have every day. And because this is the most important, it's baked into how the company operates. And this is a core philosophy, not a side project. So it's very, very important. And it's because we built an entire system around it. One of them is the learning passport. The learning passport is a tool that is able to track and guiding the growth path of each person in the company. Also, we have a tribal model that it's a community among all the engineers that exist on different projects. So this is very, very, very solid on how you can cooperate and communicate with other seniorities and other people from different industries. This is not here. This is a Udemy license and a good luck. It's totally different. It's a building ecosystem with a core solid learning curve.
Oh, so you don't like go figure it out on yourself. Yeah, makes sense.
Yes, of course. Second, this is, as I said before, the seniority is a loneliness way, of course. But it's totally different when you have the community, as I mentioned before. If you're able to communicate with more peers in the same room with different technologies and different projects. And this is very important because you have to talk shop with someone. And third, and this is go more to the junior people, don't overlap everything. And what I mean by that, you don't need to be good at everything. It's not possible. It's a game that you cannot win, as I guess. So it's better to concentrate on 2 or 3 and get a real depth on them and be able to be the most expertise person on these that you're gonna choose and be better.
Proficient at, yeah. So I understand from the way that you've worked as a part through Code Hub of a managed outsourcing team, and that adds a lot of challenges. We'd like to admit it. Working through this type of model is not for everyone. But what would you say are the challenges that it did add to your day to day or to the project itself?
Yes, it's real add challenges, the outsourcing. And let's name them because anyone in outsourcing has felt them. First of all, the identity. Am I going to be a client? Am I going to be a person that I'm assigned to a client, or I am a person of the company of Code Hub, and then I have to be paid from them? This is a question that the line gets blurry because it's blurry because if your provider does not show the way how it's going to be the communication and the transformation between the client and the company, then it's not possible to to evolution the project of this.
To move things
Yes.
forward and have that identity with you.
Exactly. Second, this is the context cost that if you are just dropped in an existing code base, a Jira and a Slack channel with internal jokes for over 2 years, then is strange. And also it's expensive. And if the provider rotates you between different internal projects without a strategy on this, then you never going deeper on anything, on the knowledge and on the market.
You don't like switching projects every 3 months?
No, don't do it. And for the executives in the room, there is also the trust problem. That I think it's the major problem of this, because a lot of companies have been burned by outsourcing. So they had bad bodies and golden bodies, and they don't get engineers, they don't get partners, they don't get teams. So that
I think that the biggest challenge that you mentioned is for the engineers, the part of feeling of identity, you being part of something bigger, and the second part for the companies themselves to actually get a partner that you feel you don't just lease bodies from, you get actual quality and delivery from. So, what are some ways that you working through that were able to solve them, and what were the challenges that you managed to overcome? How did you manage to overcome these challenges personally?
yeah, there are two paths on this, or two layers. Personally, one of the biggest shifts was from moving from engineering who shape futures to an engineer who shapes how a team is able to shape futures. It's totally different, and you have to understand the mention of the team, because this is the solid part of every company, I think. So 2 years ago, I wasn't so confident to have a talk or talk with business about migration or something very big like architecture discussion and decisions. Today, this is totally different. We did it. We did every couple of weeks, let's say, and it's the feeling that change everything, because we have Code Hub programs, and these programs has alignment with project managers, and there are alignment for leadership track and also mentoring programs.
Just a quick question. You've been part of these leadership tracks and mentoring programs, right? As
Yes.
part of your growth.
Exactly.
Awesome. So, so in to sum it up, first of all, what would be, let's say, if you had to choose one of the things that you feel clicked through Code Hub, what would you say was that one thing that made you feel the difference? And second of all, what are you working on right now?
Right now, the thing that I'm most exciting about is something that we have building internally, and it's called Learning Passport. And what is the Learning Passport? Everything that we talked today, it's the pace of change, the upskilling and the isolation of senior engineers and these levels. And the outsourcing identity question, all of it comes back to the same problem. How do you track a plan, and actually how to invest on growth people and growth over a career, not only on a project that is for the next 6 months. This is the Learning Passport answer that's going to solve all of these questions and perform the scaling. So you have to think about it as a persistent and portable record of what every code hubber engineer has learned. So what they are actively working on, and where are going to go next, what's going to be the next step of the career. And it make the growth visible also to the engineer and to the managers and to the client. That is very important. And these are performing through some tools like skill mapping and learning goals, some certifications, and also mentoring matching. And the reason that this matters today, it's one specific topic, the scale. Because if you cannot transform at scale, then your people, it's going to grow by accident. to be honest. And then continuous learning has become an infrastructure.
I like that last part, the
Yes.
infrastructure, because the main part that I'm getting is that the difference that you felt was the idea of having someone build the team alongside you, build you for who you are, and constantly be there for how you're going to move forward. And that is the part where I initiated the chat for this first delivering at scale, in the term that we know how to build teams, and we've found out through actual delivery outcomes that when you invest into the people and how they're going to grow and how the team is going to stick together with one another, that is where you're going to get the most consistent and improved outcomes. But that comes only from the first part, how you're going to train, retain, and excel with your team. In order to move this to the second level and see how you can transform, as Dimitris said, we're going to invite Thomas into the stage, take us into the second section, and see how we can transform at scale. Thank you very much, Dimitris.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you very much, guys. Okay. Welcome, everyone. I am Thomas. I also work in CodeHub. I am in the team of learning and development, and I want to discuss a few things that have been said by my teammates about how we can move on to the next stage of professional development. Okay, Dimitris said very nice and interesting things. I have been through the path of software development, and yes, will I be relevant tomorrow? This is something that's a question that was coming from the past days when people were saying, yeah, I'm working on a good technology, new technologies come up. All right. So what I want to talk to you about is how we can help in this kind of a way. How can we, as CodeHub, help you be more productive, more relevant, more informed, more skilled in the days that will come up? So and I'm going to say a few things and see them as a guide from a company that does this. We do this professionally, and we do this quite extensively. Right as I am talking at this moment, colleagues of ours are out there helping people like you become better professionals. So I'm going to discuss this plan that we have, a framework that will be of interest to you, the competency development and adoption framework. In reality, this is a plan that we have for people on starting from the very basics of professional development, how to work on a particular programming language, for example, okay, and move on all the way up to how to use AI-assisted technologies or implement AI-assisted technologies to make the team as productive as possible. All right. So we have two things that I'm going to mention, and again, they are relevant to the technical people's everyday life: the competency and the adoption. Competency means to us the ability to do things. But the ability to, say, program in Angular doesn't necessarily mean that you can also employ the right kind of AI support or help. So that's the adoption framework that we have. Okay. You see here a pyramid. You don't need to remember any of this, but this is our way of thinking, and it's a practical recommendation to you. When you start or you continue on your way, you may be senior people, you may be junior people, you may be decision makers. These are typically the steps that we see and we know and we apply in improving our efficiency, if you'd like. And there's a lot of AI words in there. As you can see, every single one of the steps there says AI, and I know you know AI. Everybody knows AI, and you know how to prompt, you know how to use it, you know how to select GitHub Copilot or Claude Code or whatever it is. But I am going to tell you, this is not the big picture, okay? The big picture, and you know that there are things that are there to be seen. So we start as a company from coming to you as people and speaking to you for AI awareness. Maybe you are not at that level, you're much higher up, but we can come to and speak to you on what is AI, how we can use it. And then we can move on into what we declare there as level 2, stage 2, which is go and practice with some applications that you use. Applications that are used by everybody. It could be, I would say, Microsoft Word, but it's not necessarily just that. There are tools that are more advanced. GitHub, for example. How can we use that and make our lives better with the implementation of AI and involvement of AI in these kind of things? If we're talking about people who work in the IT field, then we're talking about level 3, perhaps, where we can help you become, more empowered using your own technologies. We come and speak to you. Okay, you have roles, you have departments, you have things that you do. You are developers in some kind of a technology stack. We can come and speak to you, and we have experience in pretty much every kind of AI technology that there is out there. So we can help you put it work more efficiently. As I say, I understand, I appreciate you are using whatever AI tool you're using today, but there are more things to see there. And we can do it on your own stack, with your own tools. And if you want, we can take it a step further. And what we say, level 4, okay, where we can also come and help you see your own data, become partners in your journey with you. With all these things, we can provide assistance at any level so you can become more AI proficient and more AI operational. At the top, as we have it here, you know that at some point working on my own is very different to working with my teammates and all the teams from other departments or anything like that. So we come and give you the information that you need to move on with AI transformation. We know your pain points, we feel your pain points. Me personally, I have the same pain points as you do in your everyday operations. And let's see how we can perhaps get over those things. If you are a developer, and I'm not going to discuss all these things, you know what they are, okay? The repetitive boilerplates, I have to do things and I know that the machine can do it better for me, or not better, faster. I need to still supervise it. All these kind of things, these are things that perhaps today you solve them in some way. You are using Claude code to provide some solution. Is that the best way possible? No. And you know that there are better things to do and to organize it a bit better, but you don't have the time to do that. Or you will need to try and do it 100 different times until you see that it works right. We can help with that. We can fasten this process, if you like, and make it go much more efficient. So if you are at what we mentioned earlier, level 3, you are people that have specific roles with specific tool sets that you work in, specific departments and companies and functions. I'm pretty sure you are using AI and you're using assistants. But what we do with this thing is we come and speak to you. Okay, we literally come and speak to you and see what you do, and we offer you the right, if you like, I'll call it configuration of assistance, okay, or setting up those tools. We assemble them for productivity, for optimization, and this is part of our methodology. We do this on a daily basis. We use it as well. Dimitris was mentioning earlier, he's working in very exciting projects for clients, and this kind of technology and approach is applicable by him on what will let other teams know as well. Okay, this is the first wave, we call it, because it's an individual level. We do this not individually as in we'll take Thomas, myself, and tell him what to do, but we'll take the team and tell the team what they can do, okay? But when you move in this kind of environments, you know that there is a second wave, the scaling up. And scaling up, you know that it's not the same. If I am a single person and I work on a single project, I need to know a few things. But if there is 5 of us working in, in 5 projects, then there is more things to organize and make sure that we all align and move in a common way. Same thing in everything, pretty much everything. I mean, you talk agile. You say an agile team will work fine. If you have 50 agile teams, then you need something more to make sure that they all work concurrently and efficiently. So this is what we're saying here in this second wave. We come to you and help you organize your work as teams of teams, if you like. For example, we talk about bringing AI agents as team members. It is not just my prompting to an assistant and saying, tell me what this means, but it is literally things like standard operating procedures. I don't know if you're familiar with terms like standard operating procedures, but the idea there is that, for example, we need to have some guardrails. I cannot simply prompt whatever I want on my machine and the developer in the next team asks the machine to do different things in different ways. There's no collaboration, no organization there. We can help you work with this kind of things. Assistants, there can be many. We know we can use them. Can we really use them? Can we take the maximum out of them? I say there is a rollback in production. We need to roll back, okay? We can set up an assistant that will pretty much do everything for us. It will roll back. It will deploy the new thing. It will set up the new tests to make sure that the previous version works as expected. It might write a Jira ticket. It might send notification to users. All this kind of stuff. Do we have it in our teams? Can we implement it? We can help you with these kind of things. Okay, and this is what you should be doing. Am I relevant tomorrow? Said Dimitris. Okay, you're relevant if your work is supported by this kind of technologies. Again, not just AI prompting. Okay. Okay, so in this, and you say, I've been talking about how we can support you and how we can support you, and here's how we can support you. Okay, all these are courses that we have, we currently run. The titles are very specific to the courses that we have, but this is just an indicative choice. We have over 200 courses of this kind. So you might see one that says relational databases, Postgres, and AI assistants. Well, it's not just Postgres. We work with pretty much every database that is out there, but we've specifically chosen one of the titles to go up there. So we can help you, and we have courses that you can work with us in your everyday development lifecycle with your own tools, not our tools, the tools of your choice. The ones that I am mentioning as AI-assisted engineering courses are the ones where the AI stands next to you as an assistant. You should have this in your technology stack and in your knowledge today. You should have it. If you don't, then start moving into it. These courses where it says, for example, C# and ASP.NET using AI coding assistants, we will help you with becoming more familiar with C#. So it is the course of C#, but how to work as an engineer with the AI assistants by the side. And again, I know you say, yeah, I use Cloud Code for doing my work. Yes, but are you doing the plan mode? How have you integrated in your development cycle, for example? Parallel work streams for it? Do you do those or not? So this kind of implementations and details and linking along with learning how to code in C#, this is a thing we can help you with. And that's the top part, the AI-assisted engineering courses. We have other courses that have to do with including AI in your own software development applications. So my application earlier or some time ago might have been needing a chatbot. Okay. Today, it might be needing reasoning. Okay. How will we do that? Well, if you take a look at, again, at indicative titles, like AI engineering with Python and LangChain, we help you learn Python and at the same time to include LangChain in the Python application that you might be working with. We have an indicative list of technologies over there, but the idea is the same. In all these kind of technologies, we can help you learn how to use the technology, and we can help you use the AI as a tool that will do some job for you, or as a function within the technology itself, or the application that you're building. And at the bottom, I say about adoption, and this is also things that we do, because, as I said, AI at scale needs different things, and we can help you with the support that is needed for these things. We can help you with guides, with upskilling. We have, and I haven't mentioned it earlier, we have this thing that we call the index scan, that we come and help find out how far you are in your AI adoption, speaking to you, what your tool set is, what your data set is. We can go and see it with you, your own data set, and then find out from there what kind of perhaps future you want to have with AI as a partner or as a team member, as I mentioned earlier. And to be more specific, because I keep mentioning there are courses and courses, trainings, whatever you want to call them, upskilling opportunities maybe. Here is an indicative learning path. 5 years ago, maybe we would have come here as a code hub and would be saying to you, we can teach you modern Java. It would be modern then, it's modern today, and it will be modern in 5 or 10 years. That's how it goes. But modern Java today is AI assisted. And you don't have to go through all these things. You personally are at some point in this chain, and this is a particular set of skills. You might have a different one, but we have the similar path for whatever it is that you have. So in the beginning, starting at the first step, just learn Java, see how you can use AI agents to work with you. Perhaps move on into Spring Boot, and again, AI assisted. See how these kind of tools will help you become more productive. And if you move into, perhaps you are senior people, you already know how to do these kind of things, then we move to things like 5, 6, and 7, where we build AI systems with Spring AI, for example, and Babel. How do we integrate it into our systems? How does it work? How do we optimize it, configure it, make sure that it runs in the best possible way? These are the kind of things that we can help you with. Yes, so this is it pretty much what we can do for you. I feel that this is something you should all be aware of anyway, regardless of whether you need further training or no further training. This is where things go. We see it, we speak to a lot of companies, we collaborate with lots of companies, we help lots of companies. That's how things are moving right now. It will be very nice to speak to you, see you, come to our booth, Skalkotas level, booth 21. And it would be also very nice if you can come and speak to us and let us know what you think of the things you do, or we do, or we should all be doing. Thank you very much. That's it. It was nice speaking to you.